Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Steve, Rake and Profit. In today's video, I want to give you folks 5 tips for selling clothes on eBay. Now, when I started selling clothes, I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of rookie mistakes that I could have avoided if I had somebody just giving me a few little basic tips to form a good foundation. So in this video, I hope to be able to do that for you folks. Tip number 1, disclose any faults. If you see that a button is falling off, or there's a little tear, or maybe, there's something wrong with the shirt or the item you're selling, don't try to hide it. I'm telling you, it's very tempting to hide it, to not disclose it because you think, it's not really noticeable, the stain's very light. Trust me, I'm telling you folks, they will find it. It's a very nerve-wracking thing to buy clothes on eBay, or just online in general, because, when you're at the store, you could touch it, you could see it, you can move it around however you like. So what I'm saying is, when people buy things, especially clothes online, they're going in with like an eagle eye, so they will find it. And that's going to make them upset. They're going to return it, they're going to give you negative feedback, and they're going to end your clothing business fairly quickly. So if you make a bad buy, you buy something, and you find out there's a hole or a rip, just take a hit. Lower the price, or just throw it away, or donate it back to Goodwill. Tip number 2. Take plenty of quality pictures. Make sure that you have some good lighting. Make sure you take a picture of the shirt against an appropriate background. So for instance, if you have a dark black shirt, don't take it against a black background. Put it against a white background. And the same goes for a lighter shirt. Put it up against a darker background. Make that image pop. Try to stand out from the crowd. Also, after you take a picture with the appropriate light and the appropriate background, make sure you crop the picture. eBay has a very easy editing, it's not a program, but it's a little tool that you can edit your pictures. You could change the contrast, you could increase the light, you could crop the picture. Take the extra second to crop out the junk around the picture that you don't need. It'll bring the picture to the surface a little more, and it'll just make your picture pop. Also, take pictures from different angles. Don't just take a straight on and from the side. Move it around. Take pictures of the buttons. Take pictures of the fabric. Take it from different angles. Give your buyer a really nice idea of what they're going to buy. Alright, tip number 3. And this is really what's going to separate you from the competition and put you up there with the professionals. Make sure you take measurements. I'm telling you, you might get away with it in the beginning not taking measurements, but eventually you're going to get bombarded with emails and it's going to just get annoying. Take the extra few minutes to take the measurements. And what I like to do for measurements is I like to do 3 measurements. I like to take pit to pit. Let's see if I give you an example. I've got the mannequin here. Pit to pit is from armpit to armpit. I like to do the length of the sleeves. Well, he doesn't have any arms in this, but from the top of your shoulder seam down to the cuff, that would be the length. And also what I like to do is I like to take the measurement of the top of the collar from up here all the way down to the bottom of the shirt. So take the time to take 3 measurements: the armpit to armpit, the length, and the overall length from the top of the collar to the bottom of the shirt. Trust me, it's going to save you a lot of time in the end, and people are going to buy more of your clothes because, some larges in different brands are bigger and smaller than others, so people are going to be concerned with that. Also, tip number 4, take time to create a quality listing. Make sure to give your buyers the information that they want. Name the color, name the brand, name the material, if it's silk, cotton, wool, the size. Just give a good in-depth description of the item. Give the details, because people want to know that you know what you're talking about, what you're selling. They want to know what they're buying. So take the time to give a great listing. And lastly, tip number 5, and this is one of the most important tips. Make sure you sell or you list your item at a realistic price. Do your due diligence. So say for instance you have a Lacoste long sleeve shirt. Go on eBay and search through the completed listings and see what is sold. So maybe you find out that it's sold for 17, 18, 19, 20, and maybe one for 15. Don't list it for 20, 21. Stay competitive, because I'm telling you, over time your inventory is going to stack up if you always price the highest. That's not a problem if you got a lot of space, but when you're first starting off, get in the habit of moving product in and out. See what it feels like to make a profit. I like to do buy it now usually because, I don't have to relist the item every week, and I could really get the price that I'm shooting at. But you can experiment with doing auctions and buy it now. Learn from yourself. See what works for you. Alright, so those are the 5 tips. Disclose any faults, take plenty of quality pictures, including proper background, proper lighting, crop your pictures in different angles. Make sure you take measurements, armpit to armpit, the length, and the top of the collar to the bottom of the shirt. There's also other measurements that you could take as well, but those are the 3 that I like to do most. Take the time to create a quality listing, size, color, brand name, material, anything that the buyer would want. Put yourself in their shoes. What would you want to know if you were buying it? And lastly, price your clothes realistically to sell. Don't, get your stuff in the door and out the door and make your profit. And, the more time that goes on, you're going to learn different techniques. So, hope those tips helped. Make sure to check out my contest video. I just released a video and I'm going to be giving away a postage scale. So check out that video and leave a comment and get yourself entered into that. Also check out the Bonafide Hustlers page. He's got a contest going on as well. The Bonafide Hustler. I just put a video in, BH, so check that out. And, like the video, subscribe. I'm headed to Miami tomorrow, so I'm not going to be back for a week, so you're not going to see any videos. If anyone's in the Miami area, shoot me a private message. We can meet up, go thrifting, learn a few things together. So, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you learned a few things. Make sure to subscribe, and I appreciate everybody watching. This is an awesome experience. I'm so glad to be a part of the community. Take care, guys and girls.